Hello everybody, it's Creepy Ass Readings with another reading here. I really didn't feel like doing anything this video because it's already 7 and I go to work in a couple hours. So, just right now I just didn't really feel like, making a slideshow for y'all because I just felt it would be too time consuming for the moment. However, I am going to be, reading another reading for you guys, and today it's going to be The Man Down the Stairs. Hold on just one sec so I can find it. Oh yeah, The Man Downstairs. That's what it's going to be called. I hope you guys enjoy. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next reading. Well, for now anyway. Plus, hold on one sec. Plus, this is going to be kind of bloopery. Sorry. Most of my videos are unedited for those of you who don't know, because due to the fact of that I'm really poor right now, and I cannot afford I just can't afford Premiere or Adobe Premiere, and I really don't want to. I don't know how to pirate software like that, and I really don't want to. So if anybody knows any good editors out there that I can take a look at, or ask if they could edit my videos if I give them like a couple bucks or whatever, then props. So anyway, let's continue on to the little bit of a pasta I have going here. About 5 years back, my husband's son and I were living in an apartment complex. We were fortunate enough that we knew all of our neighbors, and everyone frequently got together out back for grilling out and nights of drinking by the fire pit. It was such a comfortable place to be, most of the time, but as much as everyone knew everyone and everyone got along, there was just one man, a much older man, that was sort of off. I guess the best way to put it, I guess it's the best way to put it. He never came outside for cookouts or to sit by the fire with us and share stories. We call this man Jack. Jack was nice enough, and I think for the most part he was just lonely. His wife had passed away long before his children or friends. Sorry, guys. Excuse me. His wife had passed away before he had even moved there, and his children or friends never came to visit. I can't say why no one came to visit him. I'm sure there are different reasons. I can tell you for one thing, there was a very horrible smell that came from his apartment. Even if he wasn't in the hallway, you could smell it. It was very pungent and would make your stomach turn. The smell was even worse when he was in the hallway, and if you came close to him, it would bring tears to your eyes. Nonetheless, I made a point to go out of my way when I would see him to say hello and ask him how he was doing. This made him take a particular liking in me. I started to notice that when I would arrive home from work, he'd be standing in the hallway waiting for me so he could talk to me. This never really bothered me unless I was having a rough day from work or just from being a busy mom and wife. So there were times I would wait to walk in the door until I knew he had given up hope of catching me, or I would fly up the stairs with yelling out a quick, "Hello, Jack," as to not get struck in an hour-long conversation. After about 6 months of this occurring, he would start to hide while waiting for me to come in. He would hide around corners in the stairwells, and it was starting to get to the point I was dreading to walk in the building. I would start having friends meeting me in the parking lot to walk me up to my apartment on the 3rd floor. Shit. I'm sorry, guys. This is gonna be blooper filled. This is gonna be a blooper creepypasta reading today. I guess I don't really care, because at this point I'm just gonna upload. Let's see. I hate YouTube whenever it does this shit, because I hate the ads. Why doesn't it just switch to music? Because I unfortunately do not have YouTube Red, so that's the reason why. Let's see if we can find something else a little bit better. No, horror ambient soundscapes. Yeah, screw it. How about it? Okay, where were we? Hi, while I was waiting for the bar to come in, apartment on the 3rd floor. I don't know if anyone came over. Okay, I'm just gonna start it. I would start having friends meeting me in the parking lot to walk me up to my apartment on the 3rd floor, so that I was not alone, or if no one could come over. I made sure to make a lot of noise. I made sure. Hold on. I made sure to make a lot of noise walking in the building so that people were paying attention to the fact someone was in the hallway. I just felt this was a safe option. I'm not sure why. Finally, one night, I had finally had enough, and I told my husband of the way he was hiding and just creeping me out. I don't know why I waited so long to tell him. Yeah, I guess pride. Not wanting to admit that I was scared. So he went down and talked to Jack. After that day, he was no longer hiding. He would wait by the front door or outside if he wanted to speak to me, which made me a lot more comfortable. So as the months went on, everyone saw less and less of Jack. We knew his health was starting to fail. I would so frequently take my husband with me to go down and check on him and take him some food to ensure he was still eating. This went on for several months. Then one day I came home from work and came in the front door, and I noticed Jack had not picked up the paper from the front of his door that was dropped off this morning. I cautiously knocked, waiting for on an answer, and no answer came. I knew my husband would be home in 20 minutes, so I waited downstairs to have him knock on the door to see if he could get him to answer. But again, to no prevail. No one came. My mind racing. I called the police for a wellness check. They had the landlord come over and unlock the door. The smell that came out as the door opened was so pungent. You could even see the police make a face of disgust. They walked in and he was sitting in the chair. They were in there about 2 minutes and then came out and declared he was just drunk and was sleeping it off. The problem is, Jack didn't drink. I let him know this and I was ignored. I just knew something was terribly wrong. The next day I left for work, and noticing that the same paper was still sitting there. I was concerned, to say the least, but I did as much as I could the night before, so off to work. So off to work I went. When I returned home that night, there were now 2 papers at the front of his door, and the smell seemed to be even stronger than ever. I again called the police for a wellness check. Once again, they arrived with the landlord and opened the door. Jack was still in the same exact spot as the night before, and again they came out and said he was just resting and left. At this point, things were not adding up. How had he not moved an inch? Seeing him through the door, he did not appear to have any life. So, back to my place I go with more questions than answers. The next morning, I started to leave for work, and the smell was just wretched. I ran back upstairs and grabbed my husband, and I told him I was done waiting for the police. Something was definitely wrong. He came rushing down the stairs and pushed in the door with his shoulder. All I could say is, I was correct. Jack was still sitting in his chair, but he had passed away. The same day, it was amazing to see the people come out of the woodworks to claim that what they felt were theirs. They picked apart his apartment for the amount of time that they were able to stand the awful smell that had been festering in there for years, and took anything they thought was of any amount of value. They took his truck, and then they all left, never to return again for the remaining items of the apartment. The next couple of months went almost as normal. Just no Jack to meet me in the hallways, and no more taking food down to him. The odd thing was, when you would walk in the halls, you could still smell the old odor. It wasn't everywhere. It was just in the spot and in a spot here and there. You would just walk through it, and it would make you turn your nose upwards. I asked my husband and other neighbors if they smelt it as well, and they in fact did as well. It seemed to mostly stay in the stairwell leading up to my apartment door. The rest of the apartment was asleep one night, and I was still awake due to some horrible insomnia. It was about 3 in the morning, and I laid on the bed with my legs hanging off the side. It suddenly became very cold in the bedroom, but I didn't think too much of it. This seemed to be a common theme the past couple of weeks, but suddenly the smell. Oh, the smell. It was in the room as well. I clearly felt 2 hands. They grabbed my ankles and started shaking me, almost pulling me off the bed. I was frozen with terror. I couldn't move or even yell out, and I laid there and kept my eyes closed as tightly as they could seal, afraid to open them, afraid to know what I would see. The shaking stopped, yet I still couldn't move. I was still paralyzed with fear when the bed shifted as if someone laid down in the bed next to me. I stayed put. I didn't want to see what I knew was there. The smell finally started to disappear, and I hopped up from the bed as quickly as I could and rushed into the living room. I knew Jack had been there to see me, but it was unsettling. I never returned to the bedroom again, and whenever I would pick up the smell in the hallways, I would kindly say, "Not today, Jack," in hopes to keep him away from the coming in. I never had another encounter after that night, with the exception of the hallways. Well, guys, that was entertaining. I like a little ghost story here and there. It was not bad. I always go on the No Sleep Reddit to find my pastas, and whenever I find reading, and this one was made by Finding My Footing. Okay, I love these no sleep these no sleep. I mean, seriously, there's one guy named Packathon John. And that's the guy who made I Wasn't Careful Enough on the Deep Web creepypasta. But this guy is actually, he had a decently well story planned out here. It was a nice little nice little ghost story. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Anyway, I guess that's it for today. So I'll see y'all guys in the next video. Y'all take care. Oh, P.S. By the way, I will be streaming on Twitch on August 9th, whenever the Demon Hunter class comes out for pre-purchase users. And I will be doing Demon Invasions as well as while playing a Demon Hunter, obviously. Who's not going to be playing a Demon Hunter? Anyway, I'll see you on that day, I guess. I'm not sure. I might make a couple videos on Saturday morning and take a break from there. Anyway, I'm going to be making 2 Demon Hunters, or 3, I'm not sure, depending on how many times I want to go through the starting experience. Because I'm a freaking lore whore, and you know how lore whores are. Anyway, it's gonna be fun. Just join me on Twitch. Anyway, guys, like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with your friends. How about liking me on Twitter, or following me on Twitter, or on Google+. And I'll see you in the next video. Y'all take care. Bye.